Whew. What's up, Instagram? Happy Sunday. It's me, Drew Manning from Fit Fat Fit. Coming to you live. It's 4 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And today is Sunday. We're 1 week into this. Oh, there he is. I'm bringing on my friend, JP Sears. Oh, wait, hold on a second. How do I add him? Go live. Awaken with JP. All right. So I'm going to have my long-lost twin, JP.
Drew.
Happy Sunday.
And yeah. Happy Sunday to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I lose track of what day it is. You know, I don't know if it's a Sunday or Friday. I just guessed, and apparently I was right.
Man, good job. I would have had maybe a 1 in 3 shot of being right, but man, yeah. Well, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, likewise, man. I was going to ask you this question because I get asked this all the time. People think we're identical twins, and I have to tell them all the time, like, hey, I'm not JP. I know you think I am. Do you get that all the time too?
I do. People mistake me and think I have 50 pounds more muscle mass than I actually do and a significant amount of more tattoos than my non-existent tattoos. So I can't help but walk down the street and people are like, hey, Drew, man. No, it's me, JP. And then the funniest part is sometimes in bed, my wife, Amber, she'll call me Drew. I'm like, what do you mean, babe? Yeah, what do you mean?
The worst part for me is people, since they think I'm you, they're like, hey, can you tell me a funny joke? And so I feel your pain because people always think you're going to make them laugh. And so I get where you're coming from,
Dude.
Being a comedian.
Dude, by the way, I feel your pain about this pain. But I'll tell you, I also feel that pain. I think it was the last trip I had where I could travel here a few weekends back for a comedy show. And my driver picked me up from the airport and he said, can you tell me a joke? I said, no, that's the hardest way to be funny when you tell me a joke. It doesn't work that way.
Well, enough laughing, because the reason I brought you on, JP, was because I feel like, there's not enough fear and panic out there right now, but the news outlets aren't doing their job of making more fear and panic. So I wanted to bring you on to be really serious and talk about why we should hoard more toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and why we should freak out even more. So I was hoping you could help us with that.
I agree. Sometimes we think the doctors and nurses, we need to support them, but no, the newscasters need support. So I think together we can incite more fear, more panic, more sensationalism, because we all know we make the best decisions when we're panicked.
Yes.
That's why, if you're in a movie theater, someone yells fire and then people die because they're being trampled. We have the opportunity to evoke that same wisdom if we can panic more. So, Drew, first on this education, I want to start in the heart.
Yeah.
I think one technique that I'm recommending that everybody can try at home is just as you're sitting there, you can start to breathe a lot more shallowly and rapidly, and even hold your breath for stretches. And then what you want to, because that's going to trap fear and stress inside your body so that it can't leave, because the more fear you accumulate, the more afraid you are. And then I also like this technique. I'm not sure if this is Buddhist or what tradition this technique comes from, but something I've been practicing is I ignore the reality in front of me. Then I just imagine what's the worst case scenario that I could possibly imagine. Your kids are dead. And then I pretend that's happening now. Combined with not breathing much, you get a lot of fear, not so much circulating in your body, but being constipated in your body. So first off, it all starts within first, with becoming more panicked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Buddha. I think I read about it in the Bible that Buddha said that. So, I think you're absolutely correct there.
No, but Drew, let me ask you this: as I hijack your Instagram live, do you have toilet paper?
I don't believe in toilet paper. Actually, I use a bidet to wipe, because if you think about it, let's say you got poop on your hand and I gave you a sheet of toilet paper to wipe it off, would you be okay with just using a sheet of toilet paper to wipe off the poop off your hand and just be like, oh, I'm done?
Dude, that is so wise. I have always been against bidets, but when you break it down like that, I'm like, no, I would not be okay just wiping poop off my hand with toilet paper. Do you have a bidet sponsor
So
now, Drew?
I'm trying to keep. Yeah, I'm actually hoping people will go to their local plumber and hoard all the bidets so that there's none left, you know, and then that way the hospitals will have more toilet paper and hand sanitizer. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to save the world. I thought that might be one way. But anyways, JP, seriously though, thank you so much for coming on Instagram on a Sunday afternoon, because I know you have like, you know, so many travel plans that you had to cancel for this, and you had to, you know, you had to cancel meetings of 10 or more people just to be on this Instagram live. So I appreciate you coming on. And really quick, so me and my girlfriend love watching you dance with bananas. Where did the idea of holding bananas come into dance with Amber? I saw that technique. Was that like thought out? Was that something you have used for years, the dancing banana technique?
Yeah, it's because I'm insecure about how I dance. And so my wife, Amber Sears, she's doing dance videos on Instagram like every day, just lift everybody's spirits. And she asks me to dance with her sometimes. And she couldn't be a better dancer. She's amazing.
She is amazing, yeah.
I couldn't be a worse dancer. So I legitimately get insecure. So for me to dance, like that's a big win. That's a fear barrier. But I just grabbed those bananas, like, this will be a distraction. Like, see, it was, like, case in point, you're asking me, JP, what about the bananas? Not, JP, what about your inability to dance like someone with a human motor system?
I was totally distracted, to be honest with you. I didn't even notice you dancing. I just noticed the bananas moving. I was like, man, that's a good technique. I'm going to try that next time I go to the club if I am feeling insecure about myself. So the banana idea.
And I think there's a big take-home lesson here for everybody.
Yes.
And it is, if you feel insecure, like doing whatever you're doing, just hold bananas.
Yeah, hold bananas. I like that idea.
They tend to make things better.
Yeah. Now is it true if you chug a Corona that cancels out the coronavirus? Is that what your latest video is about? If you cancels each other out, right?
Most doctors believe it does.
Okay.
However, I have reason to believe that chugging a Corona won't actually cure you of the coronavirus. However, it will make you feel less stressed about the fear and panic for between 30 to 60 minutes. And it'll maybe suppress your immune system while you're at it, stress out your central nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. But
yeah. No. So on a serious note, I know we've been joking around. This is the real reason I wanted to bring you on, JP, was because I feel like, yes, there is a time for fear and panic and worry and anxiety. If you consume the news, that's what's going to happen. You'll just buy into that and hoard all the toilet paper and hand sanitizer. What are some things other than dancing that you guys have been doing to change up your routine to manage the stress? Because I feel like you're not a very high stress person anyways. But I'm wondering if this is affecting your business in a certain way because you do comedy shows. And if so, what are some techniques that you've used and maybe the followers out there can use to manage their stress in these times and not buy into the fear and the panic?
Yeah, well, I love that question. And in a second, I'd be curious, you're saying tips as well. And to be honest with you, I'm doing a lot. So, but first off, before I give a more of a action-oriented tip, a practical mindset tip to me, it's the most important thing that I'm doing, and I'm doing my best to share it with everybody. And that is, this time is the best time to double down on your purpose. Why are you here? If you don't, write it down to the best of your ability. What is your purpose? And then reading that out loud every morning so you can stay on track, because purpose always trumps panic. We all got to feel something. And panic is to me, that's the path of least resistance. Okay, if we're not really conscious and being the the steward of our life, we'll resort to panic. It's very contagious. It's convenient. However, if we can stay on purpose, we stand for something more than panic. So feeling the sensation of purpose going through us when we're doing what matters most to us and supporting people and expressing ourselves the way we're meant to be expressed, doing the things, man, that's like having organic food from a sustainable local garden. It's beautiful. Then you look at panic, it's like, oh, that's like moldy junk food. Like, why would I feed my psychology panic when I've got purpose? So I think purpose always trumps panic. And to me, that's the biggest thing. Get on purpose, stay on purpose. It's easy to be on purpose when it's easy to be on purpose. Yet now it's certainly a time of challenge where it's tempting to not be. And like, let's victimize ourselves and try to control what we can't control and worry, panic. Yet I think now is where we really grow to become stronger individuals if we're willing to double down on our purpose. So for me, that's the biggest thing. And, some other things I'm doing, I'm now meditating twice a day because I need it. I need it. And, for me, that's just 2 5-minute sessions. And I'm also being consistent with my working out just so I can feel strong, doing my best to stay consistent with sleep. And, also I sat down with, a big whiteboard and got really freaking practical about, first off, not out of a place of panic, but out of a place of wisdom. What are the changes and modifications that I deem to be in my best interest, my business and protecting me and my family? So there's some level of peace of mind when we just look at the whole picture and then figure out what we want to change and modify. And again, like, meditate before you do that, because if you're making decisions from a place of panic, it's going to feel worse. And then at an individual level, to your what you were alluding to, my business is dramatically affected. I've had comedy shows for the foreseeable future canceled. So man, I'm looking. Part of the mindset is I'm not looking for catastrophe. I'm looking for opportunity. I'm like, cool, like, comedy shows canceled, out of my control. What can I take bold action on? What's an opportunity I've never seen before? So, new things. Like, I'm reaching out to brands I've worked with in the past and getting title sponsors for every comedy video I'm putting out. It's like awesome. And they're getting tremendous value, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of eyeballs on their product at the end of my videos when they need the most support too. And then I also decide I'm going to do a live stream, live comedy show every Friday night until the quarantine's over. And people can sign up for, way less than a comedy show ticket costs at a comedy club. So it'll be giving people a night out in their own living room and calling the show Friday Night Still Alive. So brother, and trying to breathe. And last thing I'll say is I'm giving myself permission to be stressed at times and scared at times. Way different than believing, oh, we're living in a scary time. I was like, well, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'd rather have 4 minutes each day where I'm scared and processing it rather than giving myself 24 hours each day. So, but yeah, brother, and there's more yet. I'd be really curious, what are you doubling down on, and what's become prevalent in your life and your practices to help you and your followers?
Yeah. Have you seen those funny memes where it says, my quarantine life is pretty similar to my normal life? When you realize your quarantine life is the same as everyday life. That's how I feel sometimes because I work from home. The only difference, though, for me is that, canceling a lot of trips, not traveling at all, not going outside of my house other than, I live here in Utah. There's a lot of open space. So one thing I have been doubling down on, honestly, is walking more than once a day. Usually I just, wake up really early. I meditate. That's kind of my normal routine, gratitude journal, positive affirmations. And then I go work out at the gym. But now I've been purposely going outside, with my dogs and going for a walk in the neighborhood, getting some sun. I think that is kind of a form of meditation for me, is just going outdoors and like you said, breathing, and it's like a moving meditation for me almost. And so for me, that's one thing I've been doubling down on. Obviously, I stay 6 feet away from people and make sure I have to juke some people out sometimes. So make sure they don't catch, because I don't want, we live in weird times where it's like someone's coming close to you. You're like, oh, okay, okay. What do I do? Do I let them get close to me, or do I run around them, But no, honestly,
super weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really weird, but it's it's like I'm hearing from you is it's forcing us to be creative. So you could either look at this situation, panic, worry, full of fear, the world's going to end, or you could be like, okay, what are some opportunities here? Like you got really creative with your business about creating a comedy show every Friday, reaching out to old sponsors, creating content for them, or having them sponsor. So you could see this as an opportunity, as a blessing, or you could see it as a curse and a negative situation where there's no growth. And I think we have the ability to choose. We can't choose our situation. We can't choose our circumstances, but you could change your perception of the circumstance or the situation. And that's where a positive mindset can come from. But it does come down to a choice, and it's letting go of trying to control the uncontrollable. And I think you're a great example of that, JP. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for continuing your comedy, because like we were joking about in the beginning, it's not serious enough. We need to be more serious and more worried. I do take this seriously, and I want people to know, and you do too. I know you do. We aren't making light of the situation, because people are dying and the economy is getting worse by every single day. We're locked up in our houses, but at the same time, if we just are consumed by that 24 hours a day, that negative mindset, it's just going to cause more stress, more worry. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, was to, bring some positivity in the world and some laughter and some smiles. Because even if the world was ending, this is the end, let's laugh a little bit and have some fun versus, take it too seriously.
Amen to that. And not to get doomsday, I don't think the world's ending. I really don't yet. If it was, would you rather spend your remaining days scared and panicked, trying to control the uncontrollable, or would you rather spend your remaining days connecting to your family, being playful, making yourself laugh, making love, sharing stories? It's like, how you'd want to die is probably how you'd want to live. So we can get some clues, would you want to go out panicked, or would you rather go out on top? And, I'm not a religious person. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious, but there's I don't know what, it might be Christianity, but there's a beautiful prayer called the Serenity Prayer. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably butcher it, yet there's so much wisdom in it, which is it goes something along the lines of, Dear God, please help me change the things that I can change. Please help me surrender to the things that I can't change. And please grant me the wisdom to know the difference. Mm. So I think, as you mentioned, control, I'll just echo that. When we look at what we can't control, if we can surrender to that and not create suffering by trying to control the uncontrollable, that's half the equation. Maybe the other half of the equation is recognizing what we can control and taking bold action on that. Because if we don't have both sides of that wisdom coin, we might be like, okay, here's things I can't control. And then we just get passive, like, screw it, I'm not going to control anything. Then we just become a victim. I'm nothing. I'm not doing it. Or we can become the person who tries to control everything. The things I can control and the things I can't control, I try to control those. And then we just create suffering. So, but I think if we have the wisdom to have the distinction, know the difference, and have the awareness of the difference, and then, prayerful surrender to what we can't control, and then bold action on what we can control. I think that's a mindset and an action set that we can all use.
Yeah. Amen. I love that. How has your shifting gears here? How has your diet or food intake changed during this time? Are you eating a lot of sardines and saltine crackers, or are you how has your food changed during this quarantine?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I mean, sardines they're a staple now. Um, Man, first I'll answer the wonderful question in a second, but first I get so amused. Like end of last week when poop was really hitting the fan. Week and a half ago, I was there at the store, and what amused me is watching people buy like a 20-pack of Pringles.
Yep.
It's like that's the survival mentality. Like, well, let me get food that doesn't have nutritional value and it'll actually take nutrients out of my body to process it. And just looking at the survival of the fittest, and like, well, somehow they're still alive. Maybe not for long.
Yeah.
But yeah, my diet, it actually has changed a bit. I'm, eating frozen fish and frozen hamburger patties. It's still, I'm blessed enough. It's able to be, wild caught fish, grass fed hamburger patties. But, we're stacked up a bit here. So things are coming out of the freezer, and, we're still good, luckily, with fresh vegetables. So, and then
Yeah.
I almost eat my body weight in supplements each day, Drew.
Yeah, I can relate to that, and that's like the perfect food storage, because now you're getting nutrients and vitamins and minerals from these supplements, and they last like 2 to 3 years, shelf life. So that might be a good way to go too, is instead of stocking up on Pringles. Now here's the thing, I love me some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. When I did Fit Fat Fit and gained 75 pounds, I'm not gonna lie, that was like my crack cocaine. It is delicious. And so if I really knew that, okay, the grocery stores were shutting down, I might buy one box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch before the world ends, just to have like, all right, this is my my last supper or last breakfast. I might do that, just to be totally honest with you, because I am eating pretty healthy supplements and eating whole foods still. But it does, I mean, I don't know the expiration date of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It could be forever. And
yeah, I think you'll expire before it does.
Exactly. So we'll see. But there's no shortage of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. For some reason, there is a shortage of toilet paper, which I don't understand. It's like, why? Like that, I don't know. But,
That one baffles me too. Again, the survival instinct, where instead of prioritizing getting food, people prioritize getting toilet paper. Ironically, that means they won't have the food to make the poop to give their toilet paper a use.
That's true. There you go. That's all that.
I received a cosmic download the other day, Drew.
Okay.
I'll share it with you.
Yeah, please do.
And it's, because we're living in the toilet paper apocalypse. So eventually, and some people are already there, you're going to run out of toilet paper. So what do you do? So here's the download I got from, it felt like God. I don't know if it was. It could have been my childhood trauma, just creating warped thoughts. It's hard to tell the difference. But I discovered kale is one of the best toilet paper substitutes you can possibly use. Now, the vegan community for years has really recognized kale as a beautiful, nutrient-dense food. Yet those who understand what good tasting food is have known that kale tastes like shit, which makes it a perfect match for the exact unhygienic situation you've got where the sun doesn't shine. Furthermore, the high fiber content of kale that, if you were to eat it, it fatigues your jaw and makes you feel like you're losing part of your soul. It gives it a stronger structural integrity than even the leading brand of toilet paper. So luckily we found a good use for kale, finally.
I'm waiting for Charmin to come out with the ultra strong roll made of kale. You don't know. A lot of things, a lot of industries are going to have to adjust to these times. And this is the funny thing, JP, is I love that like this time is probably just so many downloads of content. Like I saw you beating up some guy taking his toilet paper the other day, dancing with bananas, chugging Coronas, all kinds of stuff. Like, this is great content for days. So at the end of the day, it is forcing creativity, and it is keeping us entertained. So thank you. So keep putting that content out there, and I know I appreciate it. So you got at least one fan. I'm pretty sure there's lots of other fans. I've seen some people say, hey, talk to me, look at me, or let's see, what are people, they're laughing. You're making them laugh. Kale's the cure. Yeah. So people are loving it, and the people love you. So I just want to say, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on my Instagram Live and, keeping us sane during these times. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you. I mean, you walk with just a loving vibe. You're always so tranquil, and you're a beautiful guiding light, brother. So I'm grateful to be walking this planet with you, and certainly appreciate you having me on to all these beautiful people in your audience, man.
Now, I mean, honestly, this is it's something I decided to do because I wanted to still connect with people, because this is the thing. We are isolated, but we have this opportunity to connect more than we ever have. And one of the other things I was going to say that I'm doing is I am connecting more with my family now during these times. And it is forcing me to really hone in on those relationships that, I want to give more attention to, because it does make you think about, okay, what's really important. And so that's one of the things I'm doing. So I did want to bring you on here to let everyone else out there know that, like, we're not alone going through this. We're going to get through this together. And I know you're isolated, but you don't have to feel isolated. And so that's why I love that you're putting out content still, and you're doing a comedy show every Friday. So maybe people can find that on your profile, or can they sign up for that?
Yeah, check out my Instagram profile. It should be on there. And yeah, man, just on that note of opportunity, we talked about, my business, like pivoting, doing live comedy shows, or live stream comedy shows, yet like the greatest opportunity, it's not what anybody does business or financially. It's that connection opportunity. You mentioned connecting with family, connecting with friends. Man, my neighborhood around here, I've seen families out riding bikes together in ways like it goes beyond what you'd see in any weekend here. And man, what matters most, those are the opportunities that I think we can really cash in on. And my wife and I, this past Friday, we had a Zoom hangout session with 12 friends online. And it was just like, wow, what a great opportunity to connect with friends. And like, yeah, bummer we're not in person yet. How freaking awesome is it that we can, we live in this time, we can connect on Zoom. And yeah, brother. So anyway, I really appreciate you shining the light of awareness on connection with family and friends and those who matter most to us.
Yes. Once again, thanks again, JP. I would love to do this again in the near future. Maybe I'll grab some bananas. We could do like a dance off or something like that. I got some ideas.
I love dance.
Some ideas. I'll send them over to you.
I feel stressed already. And yes, I would love to.
Anyways, much love, much respect, much aloha to you and your wife and your dog. Hopefully you guys are staying safe, washing your hands, not touching other people's faces, and staying 6 feet away from people. So
yeah, we are. I divorced my wife out of preventative medicine, social distancing. And thank you, Drew. Love you, brother.
Love you too. All right, you guys, have a good Sunday. Have a great week. See you next time.